Hey, what's going on, guys? Khordmaster here. So it is 5:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I woke up this morning telling myself that I wanted to make some music, and I wanted to record a video, and I wanted to kind of capture the essence of music making in this moment that I feel really inspired to create. And we're going to be looking at the Teenage Engineering OP-XY this morning, and we are also going to be looking at, I'm actually charging it, so I have two cables plugged in, but the Ableton Move, and I'm charging this, so we'll look at the Move second in the video. And then, of course, we are going to be using this to create music with. This is the ESI Audio Xkey 25 key. And I'm really excited about this MIDI controller and exploring how it works with both of these devices. Using a MIDI controller like this with the OP-XY, for example, whether we're doing that in the studio or we're doing this out and about. So in my mind, I thought I would like to bring this MIDI controller with me when I go to cafes and make music and stuff, instead of my, I keep saying Keith McMillan, but my 25 key Kinetics. I forget the brand name. I'm sorry, but this video is not about them, so it's okay. But yeah, that controller is so much smaller than this, and so I found that if I'm making music with one of these pieces of equipment and I'm not in the house, bringing something that's effectively larger than either of these is not something that I'm that interested in doing at all, to be quite honest with you. So like for me, when I'm using one of these outside of the house, I probably am gonna 9 times out of 10 be using just the unit by itself, right? I'm not going to need to or feel inclined to connect it to something else because I enjoy the low profile aspect, I enjoy the portable aspect, et cetera, et cetera. Now, if I'm doing stuff in Ableton, for example, like that's when something like this comes into play because I need a MIDI controller and not probably, but definitely this keyboard action and this keyboard itself is significantly better than the other one that I'm mentioning in terms of the size and being able to play chords and stuff. But what I wanted to kind of do today is say, all right, that might be true, but here in the studio, I have this real estate in the space, and space is not an issue or anything like that. And so connecting these two, this will bring some type of benefit, of course, because okay, this has a 25 key bed on it as well, but I can play chords and I can do different things with full size keys than I can ever imagine doing on buttons, right? So that's how I think this and this connected together using, specifically I had to get 2 different cables for this, as you can see, because both of these units have USB-C on them. And while the Ableton Move also has USB-C on the back, that USB-C port, which is currently being used to charge, is only for using this for charging, for one, obviously, but then also connecting this to a computer to use this as a controller, okay, in Ableton. So if you want to use a MIDI controller with this, I have to use a separate cable, which, it's kind of unfortunate to have to think about 2 different cables, but it is what it is. It's fine, right? And so this is a USB type A to USB-C. Now the real stronger benefit, in my opinion, of using these 2 together, which hopefully I'm going to be able to talk about and experience in real time today, is the fact that I've learned that I, of course, prefer a keyboard layout over a grid layout for musicality, right? I'm a piano player, so for me, thinking about how to play something on a grid is not really that fun. Although recently I have been leaning into it a little bit more because I plan to get an Ableton Push 3, and when I do get that, I'm gonna want to use that amazing MPE controller a lot more often than I'm using a keyboard, and use keyboard for specific things and stuff, but we'll talk about that later. For today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this continue to charge. I'm going to go ahead and get these 2 connected and just kind of walk through a lot of different things, I guess, for lack of a better word. So like the first consideration, right, in using these 2 together would be, what do I prefer? And I don't know the answer to this question, so we're gonna, hopefully kind of experience it together. But what do I prefer in the front versus the back, right? Do I prefer the OP-XY in front, or let's actually just look at both of them and kind of see. Like for me, I kind of think that this, I think this layout here might be a little bit better. So I'm gonna start with this. I would also say that, like, for me, having this length of a cable is probably, let's take it out for a second and show you. All right, so this is how long the cable is. Not incredibly long, but it's much longer than, it's probably twice as long as I need it to be for this specific usage. And so, you know, I think when I'm using, I think when I'm using this keyboard, I'm gonna want to identify, and I'm sure I do have like a USB-C to C cable that is probably, what, 1 foot, maybe like this long or something. Also keeping in mind the fact that both of these devices that are being connected have the USB-C ports on the right-hand side. So like if this was on the left, then, you know, you'd have to do this, and then you need extra length and stuff. But I believe, as of now at least, for USB-C to USB-C connectivity, both of the things that I'd be connecting this to, which would also be my MacBook Pro, have USB-C ports on the right. MacBook Pro, of course, has them on both sides. But let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna unplug this here. I have this nice cable. Just gonna kind of fully walk you guys through everything. So I'm using, actually this happens to be all Teenage Engineering stuff here, okay? One of these nice coil cables. This came from the TX6 mixer. This, you know, nice 1/4 inch plug. I'm using this Arturia, what is it called? Mini Fuse 2 setup that I talked about in another video, and I really, really, really like it a lot. So, all right, this is gonna kind of cross over. I don't know if I love that, but let's just plug this in. So we have that plugged in, and let's get this lone cable. Let's move it over there. It's fine. Let's drink a little tea because, you know, voice a little groggy first thing in the morning. All right, let's get started. So we go new project, and let's get started. So right off the bat, I'm telling myself, like, having to reach, well, I don't really know actually yet, but having to reach over and not worry about hitting the keys, like, I don't know if I like that. We'll leave it here since it's there first, and then I'll, at some point, if it gets too frustrating or something, I'll just like switch it back. want to check out this groove track on the track thing, this groove option. To give it a little looseness. Also, I'm going to mute what I just did with that loud, or actually let's just bring the volume down a little bit. So I'm seeing red on my mixer here, which means obviously something is super hot. So I just want to think about this for a sec. So like if what I'm hearing is low here, but it's going to you guys super hot. If I turn it down over here, this is not going to change. Oh, it does. Okay, from the actual mix. Okay, so I can do that. I think that's probably better. Okay, let's mute that. Now, something happened where that didn't fully capture the recording like exactly on time. Let's try it again. You hear that? It's like not capturing it fully. Let's try. Let's try here. Take out that others. Actually, you know what? If we don't like what we're doing, what's happening there, instead of taking it out, we can just go here, just go new, and be like, all right, I don't know if I. So yeah, don't delete. Right, workflow little tip: don't delete something or mute something. Just like, you know, leave it there and then go to the next track. And now we can come here, and we don't have to keep that same sound. Right, we can come in here and be like, we need maybe some organ sound. That in the organ section doesn't sound like organ. Harmonium. That does. Yeah, that's a nice organ sound. Manual. That's a nice organ sound. That's nice. So we come here, 30, super low. So I'm gonna also not mute. We're gonna go new. Nope. So a few things right off the bat with 25 keys, like, again, this is super exploratory, so it's super helpful just to be able to work through things, right? So like for me, we have to really assess, right? We have to really assess whether or not, and if so, how much value a 25 key MIDI controller is bringing to any situation. So let's talk about it real quick, right? Right now, I'm like, okay, I want to play a chord progression. I want to play a chord progression right now, and I have a MIDI controller in front of me, but I can't play it because I don't have enough keys. So it kind of just makes it like, okay, I can play chords on here, one hand chords and stuff, which again, maybe it's okay because, like, let's kind of work through this in this particular thing here. Maybe using the OPXY with a small MIDI controller, I'm not gonna like sound disappointed or sound upset. It's like, hey, let me just go ahead and play one chord, okay, and then use the brain track to see about manipulating that and creating a progression that way. So let's explore that real quick. We're gonna do that. So I'm super curious actually right now. So we're gonna go, and we'll go down to 2 tracks, or really just 1 track. Okay, like this. So we have that there, and then we might want to go into, let's see, the brain track, which I'm going to do another video on this brain track one day, just talking about the difference between auto mode and manual mode. Maybe it would be nice to be able to just press the knob to swap, first of all, just like that, rather than having to, because like one turn doesn't do it, one turn doesn't do it. You have to like oh wait, hang on, left. So it's like, no, actually it's okay. Sometimes it's, look at that, sometimes it's two turns. I don't know. Anyway, let's go. I'm gonna come in here and I effectively want to turn off other tracks. I think just leave track 4 on for now. So let's see. Okay, so track 4 is on, and we want to maybe turn this to manual mode. It's in C major. Should be in C sharp. No, I mean D. Let me see. What is it in? It should be in D, I think. Weird. How do you get back to the, that's weird, right? So like that chord that I'm playing, coming back here, is a D, what is this actually? Hang on. Oh, it's a D major 7 chord. So why can't we get back to D major? Do we have to go in auto mode? I don't know. I don't fully understand this. There's still some stuff that I have to figure out here. Or auto mode. Let's see. What? I don't know. Weird. That's not that fun, like what's happening there. I have to better understand that mode for sure, like this brain mode, definitely. But we're gonna get out of there. We're gonna get rid of that. So now we're back to square one. You know, what I'm talking about with this is like, so ESI also makes a 37 key. I had an issue with one of the keys on that keyboard, so they are sending me a replacement. And just my little time with the 37 keys, like if I had that in front of me now, I'd be able to better, you know, be able to play musical ideas that I want to be able to play chord-wise, with just having more keys and stuff. But that's just something to kind of share. Let's add some effects here. So something like that could work. some of these notes are missing. Let's do some subcomponents. Are crazy on this thing. I think we spent enough time with this. Yeah, so some findings. I mean, I kind of shared some things as we were kind of walking through this, but essentially we have to kind of better understand the value of a 25 key controller when you're connecting it to something that already has 25 keys. It works. It's not something that I see myself excited to have, to use. For me personally, with the OPXY in particular, the fact that it has Bluetooth MIDI and it has MIDI capabilities to be able to easily connect it to more, capable and exciting 88 key digital pianos that I have, I was gonna say scattered around the house, but kind of that. Yes, I have two of them, upstairs and downstairs. That's where I see myself using a MIDI controller connected to this personally. So let's unplug, let's turn off, and let's now move to, sorry about that. Let's now move to what I was more excited about this morning, but couldn't do first because it was charging. And that is, I mean, technically I can kind of leave this in here, huh? And let it keep charging. So that is the Ableton Move. Now, few things about the Ableton Move. I've been spending some time with this lately, and I have to say that I've been thoroughly enjoying using the Ableton Move lately. Thoroughly enjoying. I haven't used it in a while because I was more focused. So here we go. We talked about the cable situation. So let's see if this is like how this is going to work together. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit different with the setup, right? This is going to probably be next to it, but that's okay. Probably just lift up that camera a little bit. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm going to listen to, check volume and such of like some tracks on here. let's go to just a new track and let's start creating. Let's start creating, boys and girls. Tempo. So let's go new track here. All right, so what I'm actually kind of doing, like there's certain things I'm still getting a little bit more comfortable with, but, oh, actually I think I just figured it out and I just remembered. All right, so this is going on. So this is doubling, simply put, that's doubling the loop. So now we can do that, like that type of thing. Okay, now we come into why this, I think, why, like the use of this is going to be a lot more significant with this, in my opinion, just because of the fact that now we have a keyboard, which we don't have one here. And I think using these two together is, yeah, very exciting. So let's explore. There was one thing here that I kind of, let me see. Yeah, that I have to retrack out to them. I need this record button to work when you're in this mode, when you're connected to a MIDI controller. All right, so here's the deal. You have like note mode and session mode, right? So when you're using this standalone, you need to be in note mode, obviously, because you're hitting, record, and you need to be in this mode in order to play notes, which, by the way, I don't know if I like that sound, so we're going to switch it to a different sound. This generates sounds automatically, like just random sounds. But when you're connected to a MIDI controller, right, I would like to be able to just be here and make the be able to record from. Now I don't even think it's a huge deal, because why, I guess it's actually not a huge deal. So just forget I even said it. forget I said it. Let's get back to it. Come on. I need to turn that volume down because I'm seeing red, and hopefully you guys can adjust your volume now because, yeah, I don't know if it was clipping or not, but yeah. All right, let's keep going. That's it right there. Here we go. Damn it, I messed up. Undo. So that capture MIDI is going to be clutch. Yeah. Okay, as you can see, I'm having a lot of fun with this thing. Yeah, I really am. There's going to be a lot to talk about, a lot to share very soon. You know, to start next month, depending on how this call with Ableton goes tomorrow. But I've been giving a lot of thought to the Ableton, as I mentioned earlier, the Ableton Push 3. I've been thinking about it a lot. I do strongly believe that that is like a piece of equipment that is going to unlock something in me musically, just to allow me to be able to do any and everything that I need to do musically to get my ideas out there and kind of have that home base that I've been looking for. I think in using the Move, one of the things that's interesting, let's just say, about it is the fact that It's similar to just using Ableton on Ableton Live as well, and probably it's going to be similar to Ableton Push. But the idea is kind of that the sounds, the stock sounds, I'm not going to say most of them, but a lot of them I don't care for. Some of them I really do like, but a lot of them I don't care for. As you see, I'm kind of sifting through. I'm like, nope, this sounds very trance and very, not my vibe or whatever. So I think being able to save, I don't know if you can or not, or favorite or something, to be able to have access to, like quicker access to the sounds that you really like. I don't think you can. Like a favorite section, templates. Although you can go to templates and just kind of get just like natural sounds and start from there. But this is a long video. How long was this video? Like an hour or something? What's going on here? Yeah, 45 minutes. All right. We're going to end the video with that. But in summary, the idea is that the MIDI controller works well with both devices. Okay, it works. But for me, the thing that is most inspiring is using it with something that doesn't already have a MIDI, a piano roll MIDI, like a piano controller keys on it, right? And that to me is why this would be so beneficial using it with Move. Thank you very much for watching. Definitely get yourself subscribed to the channel if you are not already. If the video was enjoyable or whatever, like definitely leave a like, leave a comment below, something about the video that you enjoyed. I don't know, if you want to, that's fine. Check out channel memberships as well. That's a great way to support the channel. It's $5 a month, and it allows me to continue doing the thing that I love, which is coming here to you guys and making content, making videos when I'm inspired to do so, and not a second sooner. When I'm inspired, I'm rolling. When I feel like I need to, I'm not even turning the camera on, because that's not fair to you guys to have an unenthusiastic Khordmaster making videos. All right, I'm gonna go maybe take a little break and then practice piano a little bit, and then get some stuff ready for the kids in the morning. It's a marathon, it never ends. Being a parent is a full-time job, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm so excited to see my children this morning. I've been up for like a few hours and I miss them. And my wife. I'm excited to see you too, Jess. I love you. I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching. This was a lot of fun. Peace.